Panda, we'll go camping? Are we gonna go camping? You excited? Panda, go camping. Alright, what's up guys? So it is Labor Day weekend, Saturday, early evening, and me and the dog are off to go camping. I'm gonna stop by and get some coffee from whatever coffee stand that I can find that's open and close. And I'll try to get a little bit of filming on the way there. And maybe stop and check in. The spot that I'm going to is not super well known, which is why I picked to go there. I didn't have a lot of planning time for this because originally I thought I was going to be working today, since I usually work Tuesday through Saturday. But I got Saturday off since I already don't work Mondays. But I didn't find that out until Friday, so I didn't have a ton of time to plan out. And I think since that spot is little known enough, I hopefully won't have to share it with anyone, and if I did, it shouldn't be a lot of people compared to if I went into the Gifford Pinchot or any of kind of like the state, like Department of Fish and Wildlife areas. So really excited to finally get to go camping. I thought it was going to be a lot longer into the season of me starting this new job before I'd actually be able to go camping. So good. I'm thankful for this opportunity. So catch you guys on the road. Okay, so I finally made it to the spot that I spent the day up at before, but I'm not sure if I should camp here because there is a, I don't even know what it is, some kind of like mining type conveyor thing. Maybe I'll flip the camera around and see if I can get a video of it. Alright, so you can kind of see it there in my rear view mirror. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not super clear. But anyway, I'm trying to decide if I actually want to camp in this spot or if I want to go back down the hill a little bit. There were several different spots or possible spots that I came across, and a lot of other side roads as well. Don't have a map of this specific area, and Google Maps sucks for this area. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do here. The thing I like about this area with all these rock piles is like I could go, does it show up, kind of between a couple of those rock piles, and then I would have some pretty good privacy. I don't see any signs specifically like around this area that says like you can't park here, you can't be in this specific spot. And with it being the weekend, you know, I don't know if there really is anybody. So I'm hoping that if I kind of went into a, kind of in between those piles, that I would be fine. The only thing that I'm a little nervous about is I do know that they've done blasting up in this spot before, which is why you have all these giant piles of rocks of different sizes. And, I mean, I would hope that if they were actively blasting this area, they would have either the whole entire hill locked up or at least this particular pit locked up, or, you know, have some kind of signage telling people not to go here. Maybe I'll think on it for a bit. You know, it is only 6 o'clock, so I would have plenty of time to find a different spot. This particular spot's only about, let's see, 5.5 miles from the very bottom of this gravel road, so not very far anyway. So I guess I'll update you guys when I figure out where I want to stay. Today I'm just going to use one of these rocks over here, I think that one specifically, to put my stove on. I didn't want to bother bringing the table because it kind of messes up my feng shui of how I organize things. So back here, I keep my stove, first aid kit. Oh, and I actually forgot I had that side table with me. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that guy. I don't remember where I got this. I think I got it at a Goodwill, and then I restained it recently. I was thinking I would use it in the canopy, and that's why I kind of wanted it to match, which is why I stained it. But I've since decided that I don't want to do that. I mean, don't want to do that as in keeping it in the canopy. And then it's just easier to have it behind the seats for situations just like this. And previously, I used to keep the camp stove underneath my sleeping platform so that it would be easy access to just pull it out, use it inside. But since I'm doing more outdoor cooking, I figured it would be easier to keep it back there so that I can access it really easy from outside. Once I'm doing more winter camping, and especially since I don't have a tent or an awning or anything like that, probably going to do more cooking and stuff inside with the windows open so there's ventilation. And yeah, but this is what the site looks like, and back there is the whatever that is. I feel like an idiot not knowing what that's actually called, but maybe tomorrow I'll walk over to it and get a close-up, and somebody that knows more about that kind of stuff can hopefully comment what it is. But this is the view. So the road does keep going that way, although I don't know how far. This is the direction I came from, and I think you can drive up onto one of these hills. Definitely going to do some hiking and exploring tomorrow. But yeah, pretty nice view of the hills and possibly Chehalis somewhere out there. And I think due to the fires and the haziness, there's probably going to be a pretty cool sunset and sunrise. And I backed in between these rock piles so I'd have a little bit of privacy. There's not usually a lot of traffic coming from that way. I don't actually know if you can get out of this area going that way. At least looking at Google Maps, you can't see any way to get out from there. But I've seen cars go back there and not come back the other way, so thinking there might be a way to get out from back there. But anyway, most of the traffic is coming from here, and so you're not going to see the truck unless you are heading forward and actually look back here, or if you're coming from that direction in the first place. And Panda's got her piggy. Alright, sorry for breaking the video. Nature called, so I had to take care of that. Which, speaking of nature calling, I have kind of a new toilet situation. So I ended up getting one of these Ozark Trail, it's called toilet seat cover, but really what it is a lookable loo. And it's only, I think it was like $12 if you round up to the nearest dollar. And the luggable loo is like, I don't know, what is it, like 30, 40 bucks, something like that. So way cheaper. I've never felt an actual luggable loo, so I can't really tell you the difference in the quality. But I will say the hinge that's here, part of it broke trying to get it onto the toilet. And I mean, that could have been me, but like user error. But in my opinion, it should hold up a lot better than that. So I would not say that the Ozark Trail one is rugged, but I didn't expect a whole lot for $12. All right, got my food going here. Got some farmer's market carrots. Just trying to soften them up a little bit. Actually already decently soft, so just kind of want to get them a little bit warm, and then I'll throw my steaks on there. I've got that little folding table here set up with just kind of my foodstuffs, and then over here, my tailgate, I've got this drawer. My mom actually had this and gave it to me because she doesn't have space in her van for it. But it's really nice because, you know, I can fit a lot of my utensils inside the drawer. And then technically the way it's designed is that you can use the top as a cutting board. I like to just put a cutting board on it because I don't want to have to try to wash this whole thing. But in this case, it's really handy to just set my cutting board on top. I can still get to my utensils. And then over here, this is where I'm going to have my dishes station. So I've got my little dish pan that's a little dirty from the cast iron skillet sitting in it. And then my drying mat, drying towel. I might actually end up flip-flopping this, putting the cutting board over here and vice versa, because my soap and my water jug is there. I mean, I guess I could move the jug also, but I think it'd be easier to flip-flop the bin and the drawer thing rather than my trash can and the thing, and yeah, anyway. So, yeah, got my chair set up over here, and just hanging out. Whoops, stepped on the toy. So some things I wanted to actually point out, though, is these lights from the dollar store are actually really nice to have. In fact, I think I'm going to turn them on right now. I have to use my other hand, my right hand, so I can barely reach. There we go. So, I mean, you probably can't see, you know, you're not going to see how much light they're putting out right now, but these little lights are really nice to have. The dollar store pretty much always, at least the ones I've been to, has some form. The latest ones they had were space themed, so these are shooting stars. The ones that I just showed you are planets, I think Saturn. And then I have another set that are blue that are rocket ships. But I've had some that are just, you can get them in either silver or like a copper, rose gold. I guess just fairy light, same kind of light concept. They just don't have the, wow, words are hard today. They just don't have the, did I turn that off? No, okay. Any kind of a cover over the lights. And I just want to walk over real quick and take a look at the sunset. And while I'm walking, I'll talk more about the lights. Anyway, they take 2 AA batteries, and they're really handy to have because, you know, I like to keep a set kind of just dangling like that off of my canopy, so that if I have to get out in the middle of the night, or if I'm like out and about when it's dark, I can still see. Let's see how sunset's starting to look pretty cool. Not as cool as the last spot I was in, but still cool. And anyway, so yeah, I really like having the lights. And I have a few strands of the kind of just regular fairy lights that I put in mason jars, but you could put them in any jars, you know, from the dollar store or thrifted or what, you know, whatever jars you have, and they make really good lanterns. Something else I wanted to show. Now I can't remember what it was. Yeah. I think these carrots are about done. And then we'll throw those steaks on. Alright, so it is the morning of, well, I guess, day 2, day 1, day 1.5. And we're going to go on a walk to explore wherever this road goes. I've seen quite a few cars going this way this morning, probably at least 7, I think. And only a few of them have actually come back this way. So I'm wondering if maybe this does go somewhere. So we shall see. But really like where the truck is at. You can't, I mean, obviously if you're driving down this part of the road, you would see it. But kind of trying to see how much of the back of my truck is visible from here, and not much, so that's good. And that means if I'm showering back there or on my luggabaloo, hopefully no one will be able to see me. Alright, well, let's get hiking. Okay, we made it to the 7-mile mark, which means I've walked 1.5 miles so far. And right now there's a, well, I don't know if you could call it a fork because there's 3, but there we go. So this one is the continuation of whatever road we're on. I honestly don't know what any of these roads are because they're not labeled on Google Maps. Google Maps, you can kind of see the beginning of this road, but it has no name. And all the other roads around it that I think are just regular, like roads that go to houses or something, are labeled. So yeah, and then there's another road going that way, and then another one behind me. I think I'm gonna go up this one a little bit because it looks like there could be some pretty nice views. This could be another camping spot. Definitely wouldn't have shade at all. But once the weather starts getting cooled down, this could probably be a good spot to actually get warmth from the sun. I mean, not the most views as far as, you know, you can't see any mountains, but definitely some nice wide open views. So it looks like this side road, I'm guessing, winds all the way that way. So I think I'm gonna call it good on this road and get back on that main line. But it might be kind of cool at some point to camp in this spot. what a surprise. I didn't even know there'd be anywhere I could see Mount Rainier from here. So this is another side road, not far from the actual rock pit, except it's going on your way back down. And let's see, Mount St. Helens I know is somewhere also. Wow, look at that. Looks like something over there. Almost looks like a mountain too, but dang, I wish I had my DSLR with me. Guys, I am all packed up and ready to head back home. It's been pretty hot yesterday, and it already feels like it's going to be hotter today, and I do not like warm weather that much, especially when it's hot weather. So decided that I'm gonna head home where I have more shade, since I'd have to go home today anyway. Would rather just leave in the cool of the day instead of when it's extra hot. So before I left though, I wanted to just show what this rock pit looks like. And the last time I was here, this setup wasn't here. So I don't know what they do with this rock exactly, but must be something. But what's cool about a lot of these rocks is that you can also find crystals in them. I apologize if this video ends up a little shaky. I don't feel like moving super slow to get an extra smooth shot, since I want to hurry up and get out of here. And walking on these rocks makes it a little uneven. Let's see if I can find an example for here of the crystals in these rocks. So I mean, you can kind of see that anywhere there's white, there's little crystals in them. I picked up a few, so you'll probably be able to see those later. I'll insert a clip if I remember. But yeah, the last time I was here, there was a lot more, I guess, substance to all this, and there was like a bunch of rocks right in this area. So it made for a really great way to do a strongman inspired workout with the rocks. And then I climbed starting there, going up that slope, and I went all the way around. And if I remember correctly, this area, there was like a huge pile of rock here too. And then I came down this way. So yeah, looks a little bit different. And luckily, with this being Labor Day, I didn't have to get woke up and told I need to scram, which I was a little nervous about. And why I got up at 5:30, which isn't really early for me. That's kind of normally when I get up for work anyway. the other really great thing about that is that the sunrise this morning was extra pretty. Had all kinds of colors and looked really beautiful against the kind of blue tinted hills and mountains. And there's the truck. Yeah, do a few more little look arounds and then I'm gonna get out of here.